So the CEO of United Healthcare gets whacked. And the internet is basically like party time.
Yeah,
So, I mean,
it's wild, right? It's
you'd think people would at least be like, whoa, that's messed up, or, thoughts and prayers, or,
right, like a little bit of shock,
I feel like the opposite.
It's like everybody's just like celebrating this guy's death.
Yeah, let's back up a sec. Brian Thompson, the CEO we're talking about, got shot and killed
Yeah,
outside a fancy hotel in Manhattan
yeah,
on December 4th. I think he was on his way to like an investor meeting or something.
yeah, December 4th. And going to an investor meeting, I mean, talk about irony, right?
Right.
This guy makes bank off the
Yeah.
system that's like destroying people financially, and then bam,
Yeah, it's like
he gets taken out right before he goes to talk about profits.
a movie or something.
Like some kind of poetic justice,
Poetic justice, yeah.
Well, at least the internet seems to think so.
Yeah, the internet definitely thinks so.
Yeah.
So his wife is saying he was getting threats, like people were sending him threats, something about lack of coverage.
Lack of coverage.
And the NYPD seems to think it wasn't just some random thing.
Yeah.
Like it was planned.
Yeah, well, and that's where things get really interesting because the public's reaction is kind of making it seem like maybe, just maybe, it wasn't so random.
Right.
Like maybe this guy kind of had it coming.
Yeah. And people are not holding back online. It is insane.
Oh, the comments are wild.
People are making jokes about pre-existing conditions, like saying, oh, he had a pre-existing condition, it was called a bullet wound,
Yeah.
and asking if there's a GoFundMe for the shooter's legal fees. It's morbid, but it's like there's this weird sense of, like, people agree with it.
Right. Like there's this underlying agreement. And so many people are basically saying, well, he wasn't exactly a saint.
Yeah, exactly.
Like he wasn't Mother Teresa or something.
It's one thing to be mad at the system, mad at the whole healthcare thing, but to be, like, happy that someone died. I mean,
Yeah, it's a whole other level.
a whole other level of rage.
Right. And frustration.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like it goes way beyond just disagreeing with the policy or something,
It's deeper than that.
It's just raw,
Yeah.
like visceral anger.
I saw some people comparing it to that whole GameStop thing. Remember that?
Yeah, the whole Wall Street bets thing.
Yeah, like it's the Wall Street bets crowd, but instead of messing with stocks, they're messing with, like, I don't even know what to call it.
Like pumping outrage or something.
Yeah, outrage. But this feels different, right?
Oh, yeah, it's totally different. This isn't about like making money or sticking it to the man. This is deeper.
This is like what, revenge? Like, are they trying to get back at a system that's totally screwing them over?
I think there's definitely some of that.
Yeah.
It's like people feel like the system, the one that's supposed to like protect us, is actually designed to use us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
Mm-hmm.
And when people don't get justice, I guess they try to find it somewhere else.
Exactly. They go looking for it on their own.
This one comment really got to me. It said something like,
Oh, yeah. What was it?
a plumber gets shot in New York. Nobody cares. A CEO gets shot. It's like the whole world stops. It's like they're saying the system only protects the rich and powerful.
Yeah, it's messed up. Like the rest of us don't even matter.
And that's what's scary.
It is scary. You hit the nail on the head with that one.
Because it feels like the rules are different for different people.
100%.
And when people feel like the game is rigged, they're going to want to break the rules.
Just say, screw the rules.
Yeah, exactly. Screw the rules.
It's a dangerous cycle, man.
Yeah. And then there's this whole other thing going on. What's that? So there's this story about a United Healthcare employee.
Mm-hmm.
And this employee saw a coworker basically get shut down for talking about how much money the company's making.
Like during an open enrollment meeting or something.
Yeah. Like they're actively trying to shut down any talk about how rich they are, while people are out here struggling to pay for their meds.
So it all feeds into that whole corporate greed thing, right?
Totally.
Like they're saying, yeah, we're getting rich off of your pain, and you're just going to shut up about it.
Yeah, like be grateful for whatever scraps we decide to throw your way.
Exactly.
That's messed up. And what's really crazy is that this whole thing with United Healthcare, the whole private health insurance thing,
Yeah.
it's bringing together people who usually can't agree on anything.
Like people who are totally on opposite sides.
Yeah. I even saw people on, like, Fox News bashing the company.
No way, Fox News. That's crazy.
Yeah. It's like this event has turned into this giant pile of anger and frustration about the whole system.
Yeah, it's like everyone's just dumping all of their rage onto this one thing.
And it's not just about this one CEO or this one company.
Right. It's way bigger than that.
It's about everything that's wrong with the system.
It's about the whole damn thing.
Yeah. And when that trust is gone, I don't know how you get it back.
Yeah, it's pretty much gone.
So there's also this other thing, the whole Ken Rex McElroy comparison. Have you heard about
Oh,
that?
yeah, like the town bully who finally got what was coming to him.
Yeah, exactly. And people are comparing the CEO to him. Like they see him as this bully who is taking advantage of people and finally face the consequences. It's creepy, but it just shows how much people hate this guy.
Yeah, it is a little creepy.
And the whole healthcare system really is like they're saying if the system won't take care of these guys, then maybe someone else will.
It's a scary thought for sure. Like,
Yeah.
people are so desperate that they're basically saying street justice is the only justice.
Yeah. And what's even scarier is that this might just be the beginning.
Yeah, like the tip of the iceberg. Like, we might see more of this, more violence aimed at, like, the rich and powerful.
Yeah. People are like at their breaking point, you know?
It makes sense, though, right? Like,
Yeah.
the gap between the rich and everyone else is just getting bigger and bigger. The cost of everything is insane.
Everything.
And it seems like the people at the top are just getting richer and richer,
Right. While we're all struggling to like,
while everyone else is struggling to just survive.
yeah, just survive. It's like a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, it's like a powder keg ready to explode.
I saw this one comment that was like, I'm surprised more people who are drowning in medical debt haven't just snapped already.
Oh, wow.
And another one that said, this is just the beginning. Get ready for a lot more of this.
That's dark.
It is dark. And what's really messed up is that nobody seems to feel bad about it.
Right. Like, there's no empathy.
Zero empathy.
People are straight up saying good riddance.
Right.
Like, they're happy he's dead.
Yeah, like he was some kind of monster.
It's like they've forgotten that he was a person.
Yeah, with a family and everything. It's just gone.
Gone. Poof.
Yeah. And even the jokes, it's like they're trying to make light of it, but there's this darkness underneath it all.
It's like dark humor, but it's a little too real, you know?
Yeah. Like somebody wrote, it's so sad he made $10 million last year. He could have almost paid off his hospital bill.
Oof, that's a good one.
It is funny, but it's also like, come on.
It's funny, but it's true.
It's messed up that people are going bankrupt over medical bills while these CEOs are living it up.
Right. Like, the system is just so broken.
Totally broken.
It's not even just about healthcare anymore, though, is it?
No.
It's about everything.
everything.
Like, all of the anxiety people are feeling about the economy, climate change, the future.
The future in general. Yeah.
Like, it's all just bubbling up and coming out in this one event.
It's like this CEO's death is a symbol of everything that's wrong right now.
The exact...
And the craziest part is
What?
nobody is talking. Like nobody is helping the police find the shooter.
Oh, yeah. Like, they're protecting him.
It's like there's this silent agreement to protect him, even if it means like breaking the law.
It's wild, right? Like, they don't trust the police or the system at all.
It's like they're saying, we'll take care of our own.
Yeah, we'll handle this ourselves.
Someone even wrote, it would be a real shame if someone flooded the tip line with fake tips.
Wow, they're actively trying to mess up the investigation.
Of course, that whole snitches get stitches thing, but it's more like snitches get denied coverage.
Yikes, that's intense.
It just shows how much healthcare is on people's minds. Like it's this constant fear.
It's like a lens that people are seeing the whole world through, you know?
Totally.
Like, healthcare is the metaphor for everything that's messed up.
And it's not just about getting sick. It's about like losing everything.
Yeah, being one bad diagnosis away from being homeless.
Right. Like that's the reality for a lot of people.
It is. It's scary.
There was one comment that said, I think I saw the shooter somewhere between Paris and Sydney.
Uh-huh. That's pretty clever.
I thought so too.
Like, they're not saying they support the violence, but they're also not saying they don't support it.
It's like they're winking at the camera.
Yeah, I'm not saying I helped him escape, but I'm not saying it either.
Uh-huh. Right. That's like a secret handshake.
It's like he's becoming some kind of folk hero, you know?
Yeah, like he's this vigilante who took out the bad guy that nobody else could touch.
That's messed up, though.
It is. It's like they're romanticizing violence.
Which is never a good thing.
No, it's not. And then there's this. All U.S. health insurance CEOs are trying to be the next Ken Rex McElroy.
Whoa, that's a heavy statement.
It is. It's like they're saying these CEOs are asking for it. Like they deserve what's coming to them.
It's scary, man. Like, where does that kind of thinking lead?
To bad places.
Yeah, to bad places.
Like chaos and anarchy.
Exactly.
So is this just a one-time thing, or is this a sign of something bigger? Like something really bad about to happen?
It's a question, isn't it? Is this just some random isolated thing, or is there something deeper going on?
I don't know, man. It's creepy. The lack of sympathy, the jokes, the whole Ken Rex McElroy thing, it's all just messed up.
It is messed up. And it makes you wonder if people have just reached their breaking point.
Yeah, it really feels like people are at a breaking point, like they can't take it anymore.
Yeah, I mean, the internet's reaction to all of this is pretty clear that people are furious with the whole healthcare system and everyone who's making money off of it.
Yeah, and it's not just online ranting,
Yeah.
This anger is like seeping into the real world. It's changing how people see things, how they act, what they think is right and wrong.
It's scary, man.
It is. It shows we can't just ignore all these problems anymore.
Like we can't pretend everything's fine.
Exactly. The anger, the frustration, the desperation, it's all real, and it's not going to magically disappear.
It's like we're sitting on a time bomb.
Yeah, and we can't just write it off as like, oh, it's just the internet or it's just a bunch of trolls.
Right.
This goes way deeper. It shows there's a huge crack in our society.
A crack between the people who have everything and the people who have nothing.
Exactly.
Oh.
And it feels like things are about to break. So what now? Are we headed for some kind of, like, revolution?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't have the answers, but I know one thing.
What's that?
We got to start talking about this stuff.
Like having real conversations about healthcare, about the crazy gap between the rich and the poor, about the power that corporations have.
Exactly. We have to find a way to fix this broken system to make it work for everyone, not just the people at the top. Otherwise, we're screwed. We're going to keep heading down this road until something really bad happens.
Yeah, that's the scary part.
It is. But maybe, just maybe, this whole thing with Brian Thompson, as messed up as it is, can be a wake-up call.
Like a chance to learn from this and actually make some changes.
Exactly. We got to make sure something good comes out of this tragedy.
Yeah, that's a heavy way to end this, but
It's the truth, though.
it is. It feels like Brian Thompson's death and the internet's reaction to it is like a sign of the times.
A sign that things are seriously messed up.
Yeah. And it makes us think about the big questions.
About ourselves, about the systems we live in, about what we really value as a society.
So where do we go from here? I guess that's up to us to decide.
It is. But the internet's reaction, even though it's kind of disturbing, is a signal.
A signal that we need to do something.
Yeah. We can't just sit back and watch things fall apart. We got to do something.
I agree. So let's hope we can all learn from this and create a better future. A future where things like this don't happen.
A future that's fair and just for everyone.
That's what we should all be striving for.
Absolutely. We got to keep fighting for a better world.